and welcome back to the finale of Let's Play EarthBound. So I approximately caught up to where I was, and we are taking on the heavily armed Pokey once more. We kind of died last time. And also, just saying, for this part, seizure warning. Like, I cannot emphasize this enough, but heavy seizure warning. By the way, I used a Psychic Shield, PSI Shield Omega, to sort of help a little bit with that attack. It hits Giygas, then it reflects back at you, so that doesn't really help you a ton, but it's better than nothing. This is a bad spot to be in. I understand you guys are claiming to be heroes. Well, it is a gazillion years too early for you to oppose Giygas. You must feel pretty stupid to keep fighting without even knowing what Giygas even looks like. If you were to ever see Giygas, you'd be so petrified with fear, you'd never be able to run away. That's how scary it is. So, do you want me to turn off the devil's machine? Well, prepare to be amazed. So isn't this terrifying? I'm terrified too. Giygas cannot think rationally anymore. He isn't even aware of what he's doing now. His own mind was destroyed by his incredible power. Or an almighty idiot. Yep, that's what he is. And you will be just another meal, Tim. So, now we enter phase 2. Luckily the turn carries over, so we managed to heal back to max. I'm going to keep having Ness. Did I use the right thing? Just double checking, keeping that, and I'm gonna have everyone attack. Fun fact, as odd as it sounds, Ness ends up being our healer, despite being the one who gets all that tanky experience at the end of the Sea of Eden. He's effectively kind of useless for this fight, besides healing. I mean, it's great to have a healer, don't get me wrong, but it's just, he doesn't actually do a whole lot. You cannot grasp the true form of Giygas' attack. This can take on many different forms, all reflective of different PSI moves. So that was like PSI, Thunder. You can also do something akin to PSI, Flash, and that gets really ugly when he starts doing that attack. Because then you can, like, inflict status effects. And also, the worst part, he can basically one-shot certain characters that don't have certain items. So we just have to hope for the best, effectively. Just heal a lot. That's my advice. Heal a lot. So I'm boosting defense just a tad, just to give us a little bit more survivability. I don't know how long it'll last. By the way, all the brain food lunches are basically for this fight, because if we run out of PSI, it's game over. So we want to make sure we can keep enough PSI for the duration of this fight, at least on Ness, because he will be our healer. Pooh doesn't matter as much, because he doesn't heal. He doesn't have a party heal. Okay, that was good. He's luckily using the version that is closer to PSI Thunder, so it's deflecting, it has a chance of deflecting back at him. You must really be at the end of your rope. In this bizarre dimension, you four are the only force fighting for justice, and here you stand, waiting to be burned up with all the rest of the garbage of this universe. Ha! That's so sad I can't help but shed a tear. You know, my heart is beating incredibly fast. I must be experiencing absolute terror. You want to scream for help here in the dark? Haha! Why not call you Mommy, Ness? Say, Mommy, Daddy, I'm so frightened, I think I'm gonna wet my pants. I know you have telepathy or something, so just try and call for help. You pathetically weak heroes of so-called justice. No one will help you now. Haha, don't worry, your pitiful suffering will be over soon. Yeah, he's a charmer. So something about solidifying? I think the text kind of glitched, and by the way, I'm a little bit afraid of this video, because this part gets a little bit weird. So I would be lying if I said I wasn't a little bit worried for the frame rate. I expect the frame rate to have issues, So I'm a little bit nervous, actually, about the video having massive technical problems. So we have to actually use Pray for once, but it has a new effect now. All of the Mr. Saturns felt a new startling feeling they had never experienced before, and they all started praying for the safety of Ness and his friends. I like how they don't imply that Dr. Andonut's prays, despite his son being the one actually involved in this battle. Giygas' defenses became unstable. So now we have a slightly different background. Well, I actually healed before he attacked, I think, which is kind of bad. But yes, every turn with Ness, we're just going to use healing or Life of Omega. Every turn we're going to just have Paula pray, and Jeff and Pooh are just going to be chucking items at everybody else, effectively. So yeah, or defending Ness. I'm not going to read all this. Cannot grasp the true form of Giygas' attack. Okay, that hurt. Please give us strength. Anyone who can hear our plea, help us. Suddenly, one of the Runaway Five felt something stop him, and he prayed fervently for the safety of Ness and his friends. $50 damage. That's not a ton, right? But we're actually getting somewhere at least. 23 psychic points. Life up only takes 24, so yeah, just keep chucking items at Ness, and you should be in good shape. Other than that, there's not a whole lot Ness can, or that the others can actually really do in this fight, so just kind of hang tight, effectively. I also way overstocked the items. I'm happy. So we didn't actually attack that turn. Speed this prayer to all peoples of the earth. Paula's father thought he somehow heard his daughter's voice, and prayed sincerely for the safety of Paula and her friends. $77, so it's going up a little bit. That was useless. This guy didn't actually attack that turn, but oh well. Yeah, I think I have a few too many items, thus making this battle kind of trivial, but oh well. Sure. It hurts, Ness. I'm happy. I feel good. Please give us strength. Anyone who can hear our plea, please help us. And now we are in Winters. Suddenly, Tony felt anxious about Jeff, and he prayed strongly for the safety of Jeff and his friends. $170 damage. I think this is overkill, but oh well. Yeah, thematically this fight's pretty similar actually to the one in EarthBound Beginnings, but just different from the standpoint of It's a little bit different from the standpoint of execution. It's you have to pray instead of just having everyone sing, so it is different. It's not right. Not right. It hurts. Cannot grasp the true form of Giygas' attack. Okay, it hit two different people, so that's actually really lucky. Because if it hits the same person twice, then that's actually kind of a lot of health. So that was actually lucky that it hit someone else. A young woman in Talam woke from a dream in which Prince Pooh died. She began to pray for the well-being of Pooh and his friends. $449, so we're definitely making a lot of progress now. Yes, we cannot let our guard down. If you're wondering, you have to pray 9 times total. And to be completely honest, I actually lost track. I actually legitimately lost track of how many times we've prayed so far. 10, 191. Okay, that's actually really bad. Because Paula solidified, she couldn't move that turn. This is what I mean by, you know, things can go badly depending on what iteration of his attack he actually decides to use. If he decides to do something that just hurts everybody, you can live with that. If he tries to do something that immobilizes Paula, then you can quickly get into trouble. Suddenly, Frank recalled Ness's shining young face and began to pray diligently for the safety of Ness and his friends. Yes, Frank works at a burger place now. I think he won it. I think we can actually visit him as well, late game, but I'm not sure if I'll show that. Yes. Go back. Not work on Ness. Yeah, see, that's the insta-kill for PSI Flash, like, I think Gamma or higher, I want to say. But yeah, that's nasty when that happens. I just realized something terrible. Oh, okay, we have one. Cool. Please grant us power to speed this prayer to all the people of the earth. I like how you have 2 different lines. Suddenly, Ness's mother felt terribly uneasy, and she began to pray for the safety of her son and his friends. 1500 damage. And if you're epileptic, now's the time to leave. And I think you can tell why. This is not easy on the eyes. Even as someone who isn't epileptic, this still kinda hurts, not gonna lie. Hey, that was lucky. That was not lucky. Luckily though, this phase doesn't last too long. We only have a few more rounds of prayers to go. It's not right. Yes. Cannot grasp the form, shoot form Giygas' attack. Yeah, if it insta-kills Paula, that's always a gigantic problem. I can't think of anyone else. Anyone, please help us. Paula's call was absorbed by the darkness. No visible effect. It's crying, so that means he should be able to use an item correctly. I can only hope. Pooh might also be KO'd for the actual victory, which is kind of unfortunate. It hurts Ness. I'm happy. Let's give him bad, depending on what happens. Okay, that's good. And that's good, we lived through that at least. So that's the important part. Well, rip Pooh then. He's not coming back for this. Someone, can you hear me? Please give us strength. Paul and their friends calls touched heart of. Yes, now well, it's going to seem like I'm running away, but perhaps I'll just sneak away to another era to think about my next plan. It's good to bet that we'll see each other again. Alright, I'll be seeing you. So now which of us, one of us, do you think is a cool guy? The war against Giygas is over. Our travels together end here. I must return to Dalam and use this experience for the good of my country. Ness, Paula, Jeff, let me demonstrate a strange power before I go. I realized this power as a child. PSI farewell. Now, I'll see you again someday. Paula, Ness, It's great to hang out with you guys. It really was. Glad that I had the chance to use some of the theories that I've been studying so hard. It's remarkable. If, just maybe, well, if you two ever get hitched someday, maybe I'll be the one that fixes your broken electronic appliances. I'm going to stay here for a while and see if I can learn more from Dr. Andonuts. I mean, from my dad. So it looks like this is goodbye for now, my friends. Yes, will you escort me home? I miss all of you, but I have to go back to just being a regular kid. Well, I gotta get going. We are gonna have to drop a lot of stuff, actually. I over-prepared for that boss way too much. Oh well, I mean, we didn't game over the second time at least, so it clearly worked out. Letter from Tony inside. Letter from Mom inside. And last but not least, a letter from kids inside. So, I am actually going to make a restore point right here. And this is a weird thing to do, but in case I ever decide to make a bonus video showing off everything this game has to offer in the end game, I want to have a save after Giygas, obviously, so I don't have to go through that 20-minute boss fight all over again. But yes, this game's epilogue is ridiculously long. You can pretty much talk to every NPC in the game. You can talk to, like, car painter who's, like, turning over a new leaf. You can find Frank working at a burger shop. You can find a lot of characters. And it's really cool that you can actually do this. But it's also apparently, like, hours long. Yes, thank you for escorting me home. There was something I wanted to tell you, but I've forgotten it. I'm sure I'll remember by the time I see you again. Well, I guess this is it. Goodbye. So long. See ya. Bye. That's my goodbyes. I don't say goodbye well. Yes, you can pretty much go anywhere now. There are no enemies. So if you have any photo spots that you have left over, now would be the time to get them, because you can actually get them without worrying about enemies. So, for this video, though, we're just gonna end it here. Now, even when we warp up here, we still have a bit of a hike. We have to walk all the way back home, which there isn't a warp to home. There's only a warp to It. So, this is Tucson. I warped to Tucson by accident, didn't I? Or is this? Pretty sure this is, yeah, this is the wrong town. Oops, It. I don't know how I did that wrong. It's actually really easy to teleport now, too, so that also is a gigantic relief. Now, this is looking more like It. This is an interesting game to me because it's one game to have no nostalgia for, and yet I just have this... I have a lot of passion for this game despite this. I guess it worked out well with playing this alongside Sonic Adventure, a game that I did grow up with and then kind of fell out of enjoying, I guess, is one way to say it. But like, EarthBound is a game I only recently discovered when it came out on the Virtual Console, but I still have so many... I have a lot of respect for this game, a lot of fondness for this game. But I'll talk about that more in the credits. Wow, you've become such a strong young man. I'd like to hear all your stories, but I don't want to annoy you as soon as you walk through the door. After all your chats with people you met on your adventure are finally over, please come back here. The Fun-Man brought an album by. I'd like to look at it with you. Did you finish doing everything that you wanted to do? Okay, you can finally share your incredible experiences with me. You did so well. And that is the game. We have stopped Giygas, and the threat is gone. So, EarthBound, again, is a game that is special to a lot of people, and I can't even begin to imagine how special it is to people who, like, grew up with it. And I didn't grow up with it, and yet I still see what everyone sees in this game to some extent. Obviously, I can't have the same experiences of someone growing up in, like, 94, but for the most part, I do get a lot of this game's charm. Now, a lot of the mechanical stuff in the game is actually extremely out of date. A lot of the battle system stuff is novel for games of this era, but a lot of it is incredibly antiquated. Difficulty spikes abound, and that's not particularly fun. Yes, the game shows its age, but as a game, it's still pretty solid. Albeit frustrating, but also still good. This is my favorite game. I mean, I can't say that because, again, I think a big part of it does have to do with the fact that I have no prior experience, so it didn't really resonate with me to that level, but I still definitely see why people love this game. And I wanted to do a fairly in-depth playthrough of this, albeit, you know, skipping all the epilogue stuff, because again, that can literally take hours to get through, and it'll drag the series out, you know, at least probably like 5 or 6 more videos. But for now, this is our little character role. I love when games do this, not gonna lie. I wish more games did this. I know Paper Mario does that because they always do the parades at the end, and I love it when they do the parades because those are really fun. And I wish more games would do this, especially RPGs with like extensive casts like this. Just show everyone. And this is where most people get character names like Star Master. Got the Tendas. Even the Tendas apparently have different dialogue post-game. I was actually wondering if the amount of flying men would reflect how many we lost. So it makes me feel better that you get 5 no matter what. And then you get all the regular NPCs. We haven't even started the regular credits yet, and we're at 28 minutes. We're gonna go a little bit over time, but that's okay. I like how the dad is just represented by a phone, because you never see him ever in the game. I just find that really hilarious. They don't even have a sprite for him. And there are all the characters. And now we have a staff roll, where we see all the pictures that were taken throughout this journey. There's a total of 32 pictures that you can get. I think I got most of them, except a couple in the desert I feel like I missed. And maybe a couple miscellaneous ones here or there, but I think I got most of the important ones, at least. I guess you could say important. People do low photo runs, fun fact. Some people intentionally try to do runs where they get as few photos as possible. And other runs, they try to get all the photos in a speed run, which is actually really difficult because you have to go out of your way for a couple of them. I think only 4 photos, or 3 or 4 are required. The rest are all optional. That one's definitely optional because I feel like we went pretty far out of our way. I actually don't remember because this Let's Play has been in the works for, I want to say, a month or so. Maybe over a month. There's a big gap between the beginning of the series and the end of the series. The song is entitled Smiles and Tears, I think that's the name of it. and it incorporates elements of the 8 melodies. And honestly, it's a really solid kind of song, which is why I feel bad talking over it. I'm gonna stop talking at some point, but I guess there is one important thing to say, and that is, this is the last LP for a while. I probably would have posted an announcement video. This being recorded in October, so it's a little bit hard to guess. But because of life changes and a lot of other things, I am actually moving on from YouTube for a little bit. I'm going to try streaming more. I've been out already streaming quite a bit. I'm gonna upload those. Those will all be uploaded. Most of them, at least. Other than like the first couple where I was testing things, most of them are going to be uploaded at some point. So, my YouTube channel isn't going to die because I'm moving to Twitch. I'll still be uploading everything there, hopefully. But my main focus is actually going to be on streaming because I enjoy it a lot more. So this is going to be kind of it. It's kind of a weird game to go out on. Because this game is interesting to me because it's very simple, but it has a lot of sentiment. A surprising amount of sentiment, considering how, like, bare bones the actual plot is. It's kind of like Majora's Mask, or like Paper Mario in that regard, where it's like bare bones, but it's still like got a certain depth to the world. So I don't know, this is, in my opinion, a good last Let's Play. Now I might Let's Play in the future, I haven't decided. But for the moment, we're gonna take a little bit of a step back from that. Thank you everyone who has supported this channel over the last 2.5 years. That's a crazy number to say. And yes, this channel's not going away, it's just changing focus a little bit. So with that being said, that's basically everything I have to say. So I'm just gonna let this play out. Thank you for watching, and I hope you join me for future endeavors. A letter arrived from my brother Pokey. It was addressed to Ness. So stamped, but it's not time for the mailman to come. Anyway, I brought it over. It says, "Come and get me, loser. Spankety, spankety, spankety." I wonder where he is.